Hi Gemini, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol and this is going to be a general reading for December 2024. And I want to welcome my new subscribers out there, and also if you're coming back for another reading. And if you've been following me, this channel is a year old this month. Scary to say that, I know. So I thought to celebrate my channel being a year old and also its holidays, that I would offer my personal readings to you at a significant discount. So there'll be a 25% off all my readings, and I'll probably have that up for about a week or two. And so if you're interested in that, there is a link in my description box and also in my comment section for you to go to. So we're going to be starting off by doing the yellow cardinal cross, and this is a reading that's being offered to you on my channel. It's a very good reading because it gives me a lot of information. Not just my channel, but it's also offered with my personal readings, is what I wanted to say actually. So if you like this reading, it's one of the ones you can pick. All right, so let's start off with the Tarot Grand Luxe. And so I'm going to ask for the issue that you're dealing with in December, Gemini, whether, you know, it could be an issue, a problem, a decision. Sometimes it's a pattern that's showing up for you. And so we're going to ask for one card, and then also I'm going to ask for another card to clarify it or obscure, or that's going to clarify it more for me, and it could tell me what's obscuring it as well. So we'll see if one or two cards come out, but I'll just start off with maybe one card here for Gemini for what they're dealing with in December. Not wanting to talk. I'll say that and it'll spit them all out. There you go. You have, that's what I do, the Ace of Swords in reverse. And to clarify or to obscure it, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Coins. So you have two aces on the table right here. Interesting. Now, on the left-hand side, my left hand, your right hand side, there is going to be what you're consciously aware of. That means, what are you aware of regarding this issue right here? All right, so one card for that. And you got the Queen of Cups. And then on the right, your left, it's going to be the unconscious influence. All right, so let me just talk about that card in a minute. Let me get the card out and then we'll talk about it. So you have the Hermit card, the 9 in the Major Arcana. So this section over here is your shadow. So it's what's sitting in your unconscious. You are not aware of this. So in your shadow are all the things that you repressed when you were younger, as a young child or an adolescent. All the things that people told you about yourself, all our deep emotions, our trauma, it's all sitting right here for you. And it acts as a mirror, actually. So whatever's going on, this is your inner world, your unconscious. And whatever's going on in your outer world will be a reflection of what's happening in your inner world. This is how we do mirror work in this healing journey that we're all on. And it's fascinating when you start to see how your outer world is actually a mirror of what's going on inside of you. And you'll see that when I talk about them, that they're going to be mirroring each other, and I'll point that out. And so pull some, and so if you are unfamiliar with shadow work or the word shadow, I've left a really good description for you in my description box. I've left a really good video for you in my description box below. It's called My Powerful 4-Step Guide to Shadow Work. And it's all about facing your own shadow. And it's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And so you can have a look at that if you're interested. And so up above, we're going to look at what's needed for resolution, right? So once we figure out what's needed for healing in your shadow, we're going to look at what's needed for resolution. So one card, whoa, too many cards. One card, please, for that. feel like this one wants to come out. And it's the Four of Coins in reverse. And at the bottom, guidance from the tarot. The Moon card in reverse. All right, put that away. And then I'm going to use the vintage tarot right here. And that is going to use to clarify some of these cards. Well, all of them, actually. So let's start off with the middle section here. So let's clarify these two aces that we have in the middle. So a couple of cards to clarify these two. Interesting that you started off with two aces. That one wanted to turn around. The Six of Swords and Six of Wands. You have two sixes right beside each other, so we'll definitely talk about sixes there. And how about over here, this conscious influence, the Queen of Cups. A couple cards here. One more. Seven of Wands. Make sure I'm saying that right. And the Tower card in reverse. That's what you're consciously aware of. And how about your shadow? How about a couple clarifies for the Hermit? Queen of Cups in reverse. The Nine of Wands in reverse. How about the Four Coins above? A couple of clarifiers for that. Okay, so I had that one, this one, and I thought there was one that turned over right there. I think that was it. Okay, so behind the Four of Pentacles, you have the Five of Swords in reverse. The Page of Swords. And the Four of Wands in reverse. And finally, this Moon card in reverse. Couple clarifiers here. There we go. Another page. Page of Cups. Wow. And Ace of Swords in reverse. I can't tell you. You have two pages on the table, which is very significant. You have 1, 2, 3 aces on the table. Very significant as well. So let's begin with your overriding energy for this reading, Gemini. We're going to start off with this card right here, the Three of Cups in reverse. I did the yearly reading for you. It's in my description box. And that I did that in January 2024. And the last card that I picked for you for December was the Three of Cups in reverse. And the Three of Cups is a very creative card, actually. In an upright position, it speaks about these three feminine figures here that are celebrating their feminine creativity. Creativity is very much a feminine side to us that, you know, oftentimes it's been very much oppressed and repressed in our society. And so these three individuals, and I'm seeing here that it's in reverse for you. So there's very much a call here, I see, and you to get to your feminine side and to recognize your feminine side. Like we all have a feminine side and a masculine side. Has nothing to do with gender. We all have this feminine creativity in us. And you did have a queen here and a queen over here in your shadow. So here's two feminine, and then this moon card speaks about a feminine, another feminine quality that we all have as well. So there is a real, you know, these aces are kind of pushing to this new offer, this new beginning, and it's almost like I'm feeling already that there's this kind of a pull here for you to get in touch with your feminine side, your feminine qualities. Like I said, it has nothing to do with gender. It's just recognize that we have these two sides. So let's look at what issue you're facing this month, Gemini, whether it's a problem or decision. And you start off with the Ace of Swords and then the Ace of Pentacles, which is amazing. But the Ace of Swords in reverse. So first of all, what are the aces in my deck? The aces in my deck are an offer and a gift from the universe. They're beautiful gifts. They're like, here you go, here you go. Here's an opportunity for you. Here's a new opportunity for you. In this particular case, this is like, here's a new opportunity for you. And it's in reverse, like I said, but it's the sword. And this is the sword of authenticity, the sword of your truth. So here's another offer for you to find out who you really are, who your authentic self is. And there's a resistance on your part to taking this because it's in reverse. But right behind it is the Ace of Pentacles, and it says, well, this might explain why there's a resistance here on your part, because this talks about the pentacle. So here's a pentacle. It's being given you from the universe. Here's a gift here. The pentacle is your body. It has everything to do with your body. It has everything to do with your health, with your financial situation, has everything to do with getting back into your body, getting grounded. It's the earth element, the pentacle. And so everything to do with your self-worth. And it's like, you know, here's a new offer to you to get back into your body, to discover what your body is, and that's the feminine side of you, because you're going to find out who you really are when you do that. We're going in that direction right now. That's where you are right now. And then behind that, to clarify it, you had two other cards here. And it's very interesting that you got the Six of Swords right here. And it's in reverse because this sword talks about this individual. I call him the gondolier man. He's taking this woman and this child to safer waters over here. There's very choppy waters here down below. But over here it's safer. There's a safer position here. So when this card comes up, because this is a healing journey. This is a healing channel. And my Six of Swords is what I call my safety card. In order to do this work, in order to heal our own stuff, in order to get on this journey of healing, because there really is some offers here for you to find out, you know, who you are and get back in your body. But in order to do it, you need to be in a safe place. And I'm wondering here if you are in a safe place or not, because this is in reverse here. And so maybe, you know, there's something here where you know that you need to, but you're kind of in denial, or there's a resistance to doing it. And this is a general reading. I know for myself, I had to go no contact with my family of origin because I just wasn't safe. And you need to get yourself safe in order to do this work that the universe is, you know, that's coming up for you right now. And then right behind it, you get the Six of Wands. So I did talk about the sixes. I told you I was going to talk about the sixes and what they meant. And the sixes have a duality to them, right? And the sixes here, in this particular case with the sword, it talks about the duality of the sword. In this particular one, I look at it as, you know, getting yourself into a safer place, from safer waters, where you're going from unsafe to safe. And this one in particular, the Six of Wands, talks about this. On the outside, it looks like a victory card, But if you were to tear that green sheet off of that horse, you would see that there's a loss here, because the opposite of victory is loss. And so I think here that there's some grieving that needs to take place. I mean, the universe wants to get you to a place where you have the chance to have this new start. And because there's some real heavy grief here that needs to come forward once you get yourself to a safe place. Because oftentimes if we are not in a safe place and we're with people that don't validate us and don't support us, we have a hard time getting to those big emotions that we need to get to. And I can see here that the card about not being supported and validated is coming up for you in the conscious influence. So let's look at this. So this is what you're aware of right now. I mean, we've established already what your situation is. But you start off with the conscious influence is the Queen of Cups. And so the Queen in my deck is the feminine aspect to ourselves. And so I did talk about already the feminine aspect, and all my queens talk about that feminine aspect of ourself. And the cups talk about emotions, because the Queen is very, very emotional. She feels all her emotions. She's very grounded. She's in her body, and she's not afraid to feel her emotions. And so you're asked to take on this as, somebody that this part of you where to not have that fear to face your emotions. And she's coming up here because it's time for you to face some of these emotions. In particular, it looks like there's some grieving that needs to be done. And I'm seeing here that, that here's this individual in an upright position. This talks about this individual kind of going it alone here. And the Seven of Wands is very much someone who is protecting themselves. They've decided that they want to go on this healing journey. They've decided they want to start to heal and feel some of these big emotions. And this is exactly, I see this card, I relate to this card so much. It's probably my favorite card in the deck. Because when I stepped out, and the only thing that I wanted to do, and the reason why I went back into therapy, because I had gone in and out all my life, but the reason that I wanted to go, kept on looking and looking and looking for a therapist, was because I just wanted to heal. And when I told my family that I wanted to heal, well, they tried to take me back down. And so I'm seeing here that you're not being supported. You're not being validated. You don't feel like you have the support or the validation from people around you right now. And it's got to the point where it's become a tower moment in reverse. And a tower moment in reverse is like, it's kind of like the final red flag. A tower moment for me, when it comes up, and it doesn't come up often, but it's like this, the universe, when it is a tower moment, the universe will take this baseball bat, unfortunately, and it's given you lots of opportunities beforehand. It's given you all these red flags. It's told you now's time to touch this grief, this big emotion right here. And it's like, you've been denying it, you've been pushing it away, and it sounds like because you're not in a safe environment to really feel that grief. And here's the tower moment in reverse saying, okay, this is our final red flag for you. A final red flag. And here's the offers from the universe. Here's the chance for you to get back into your body and feel. We're giving this to you. We're giving you this opportunity. Get yourself to safety. We'll do whatever you need to do so that you feel validated and supported. But it is time here to deal with this. And that's what you're aware of. You are quite aware that it's time to deal with this. So what is coming up from your shadow that is impacting this, that's causing this tower, almost a tower moment here to come up in you, that's saying it's time for you to deal with this. So what is it that you need to deal with? Because this is going to tell you where this is coming from. Well, you have the Hermit card as the first card in your shadow. And you know, the Hermit card speaks to us. It's this archetypal archetypal force, if you want, archetypal energy that we have, and it talks about going inwards. And the first card that you get in your shadow is it's time to go inwards, because when you go inwards, you're going to find there is, you know, a heck of a lot of emotions here. Here's the Queen of Cups, and here she is right here, and now she's over here. So when you were younger, you know, this is because in our shadow is where all our younger stuff is, our adolescent stuff, the stuff that we repress, the stuff that we put away. And here's all these emotions that you didn't want to feel. There was something in you. There was something in you for sure that shut down when you were younger, that you were told that you weren't allowed to feel certain emotions. You put them away. You know, you have in here a Nine of Wands in reverse. Very much someone that went through a lot when they were younger. It looks like there's some trauma here. I mean, we all have trauma on a continuum. And this person has been through a lot. Very much so that, you know, look what it's done to them. It's made them give up. So you gave up when you were younger on your emotions. As far as, you know, someone that could have went inwards when you were younger, or could have felt them, you were too young to feel them. And so your emotions got all shut down. And so you have very much, you know, parts of you that are inside that are holding these big emotions that are shut down. And you've shut down this grief, because grief are these emotions that we have. That's a big emotion that we hold in our unconscious that's sitting there. And it's wanting to come out. And it's the grief that you shut down when you were younger, when you weren't allowed to feel. And maybe you know what this grief is. You might know that you had a troubled childhood. You might know that specific events happened to you when you were younger. But when you're younger and you're not supported by people, which is a situation that you're in right now, which would have been the same situation you were in when you were younger, where you were not supported, you were not validated. So you had to put all of those away. And now it's coming up for you. It's like, okay, let's get you to safety, because here's your chance now. Get you to safety. And now we're going to deal with this grief that's wanting to come up, that's coming up for you right now to deal with. And so what is needed for resolution? Well, the first card that comes out is the Four of Coins. And the Four of Coins is an individual. It's called the Miser card. In an upright position, it's that individual that is holding on to their stuff, holding on to something. You know, and the Pentacles talks about our the material world, talks about our body, our health, and so it's like you've been holding on to this for a long time, and you know, somebody that holds on to things, you know, maybe you're somebody like maybe you hoard things. I mean, anybody that's a hoarder, I don't know why that came up, but it's because there's this huge fear. It's this huge fear of letting go. You know, if you were to take all this stuff that I've hoarded all these years, that would be, you'd have to let go. And when you let go, guess what? There's going to be emotions that come up. And so you collect this stuff, and so you collect it, and you hold on to it. But, you know, it really is a situation here where it's time to let go. It's really time to allow yourself to let go. And I know it doesn't come like this, but we're going to see how we're going to start to work at this. So here you have the Five of Swords in reverse. And, the Five of Swords is a card in an upright position. I call this my bullying card. This individual at the front has this grimace on their face, like they've stolen, they've beaten this other person, they've won. And then you have this other individual right here who's at the back here that's full of shame. Absolute shame. And that's the victim. And shame is something that's given to us. It's not something that we're born with. And so it's in reverse here, because there's some shame here that you've not dealt with. And oftentimes when we're younger and we're not allowed to feel, and we have to put things away, put our emotions away, we feel like we don't matter. And so there's some shame here that needs to be let go of. And, you know, you have your first page. Here's your first page. And the next page is going to come at the bottom here for your guidance from the tarot. So I need to talk about pages in this deck, and I'm not surprised because there are some big emotions here. And you might have heard me say earlier that there are parts of you that are holding on to these emotions. And the parts that hold on to our big emotions inside of us and our memories are our inner children. And I know mainstream psychology likes to say that we just have one inner child, but we actually have inner children. And I've been on this healing journey myself for my own complex trauma, and I know that I have more than one inner child. And so here's your first inner child. This is the inner child that holds the sword. This is the inner child that holds your sword of truth. And, you know, fascinating that you started out your first card with your sword. Here's the sword to get back to your truth. And the one emotion, if I had to pick one emotion that will get you back to your truth, is grieving. Because grieving washes away the old and it makes room for something new to come in. And this is the inner child of yours that needs healing. It knew who it was. It knew their truth. And this is what was taken from you in the shadow when you shut down all your emotions because you weren't allowed to feel. But this page is coming up for healing right now. The one that knew their truth. And right behind that page that needs healing is the Four of Wands. And it's in reverse here. This card in an upright position speaks about the Four Wands and walking away from this walled city in the background because you're walking through for freedom. And there's freedom here for you. Here's the freedom. It's in reverse right now because you need to take this sword right here. You need to find out. You need to heal this inner child of yours. Help them heal. To find out who they were. To get back to your truth. And then, so what sort of guidance is given here? What does the universe want you to do? Like, you need the tarot universe. You need to start somewhere, right? A lot of times I'll tell you this stuff, but it's like, okay, where do I begin? So the universe says, well, let's begin with these things that are unknown to us. Let's begin with our intuition. And what is intuition? Well, intuition is that inner knowing. It's that divine guidance. It's the inner knowing that comes from our higher self, from Source Creator that comes through us, and all of us have it. And it's another feminine quality. We did talk about this feminism the feminine part of us being coming out in your reading. And so the universe wants you, in order to access our intuition, which is our inner knowing, we have to get back into our body. We have to be grounded in our body. And you had the Queen here, the Queen of Cups, and you had the Queen of Cups over here. So it's time now to get grounded into your body so you can get in touch with your inner knowing, because you have another page. It's time for you to get into your body so you can get in touch with these pages. They know who you are. They know who you were. Now, there are 4 pages in my deck. We've already been introduced to one. This one, the Page of Cups. If there was one page that you want to get to know, and it's the one page that wreaks the most havoc in your life, it's the Page of Cups. It is what I call my love seeker. And every single one of us has a love seeker. The love seeker and even the Page of Swords, they're trying to get back to what they didn't get when they were younger. And in this particular case, this Page of Cups has the love backing them up. So they're an extremely powerful part of us, inner child, because they will continue to try to get the love from other people that they didn't get. So this is the part of us that will continue to chase people, manifest people in our life that wonder, why are these people showing up? I have the same I have the same pattern with these people. Why do I keep doing this? Why are these people coming into my life all the time and they reject me? Because it'll continue to repeat the same patterns of their childhood, because that's all they know. Our inner children only know the past. They don't know now. So it's up to us as adults to almost like reparent them and teach them. And so it's time for you to get in touch with your inner children. It's time for you to get back into your body, and it's time for you to start to journal to these inner parts of yours and find out, what do they need to share with you. And so I'm going to leave you for sure with some videos, a playlist on journaling for sure, so you can learn how to talk to them. And that's what I do with my parts. Beautiful card for you at the end. You have the Ace of Swords again. Here's your third ace. Wait, is it the third one? I know it's the third or fourth. Third one. Yeah, here's the ace right here. That's how you're going to get back to your authenticity. The universe really wants you to accept this sword, to find out who you are. It's come up twice now. And that's going to, once you start to journal, like I said, and talk to your inner parts, your inner children, find out what they need to tell you about their grieving and why they need to grieve, because they need to grieve. Our inner parts need to grieve. And you're going to start to get back into, you're going to be able to take that sword of authenticity, accept that gift from the universe, and get back to who you are, who you really are. So Gemini, this is a beautiful reading. I'll leave you, like I said, I'll leave you with some grounding videos as well. Those are very important to learn how to get back into our body, and then to journal. I always ground and journal together. Those are my two most important tools. So have compassion for yourself, Gemini, for what you're working through. This is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. So take care, and I'll talk to you in 2 weeks. Bye.